What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What up, YouTube? This is Soul City RC and welcome to the lot. Hey, yo, check it right. In this video, we're going to be talking about if four-wheel drive drift cars are considered drift cars in the drift community. So in this video, this channel is mostly for new people looking to get into RC drifting, and they don't really understand the difference between rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive drift cars according to the drift community. So I'm gonna explain the difference between the two so you don't make the mistake of buying the wrong car depending on what you want to do with the car. Alright, let's go over the obvious first. You can't tell the difference between the two with the shells on. But this is a four-wheel drive car. This is a rear-wheel drive car. Only the back two wheels spin on this, and all four wheels spin on this. This may be an obvious thing, but to a new drifter, it may not be obvious because this car will never be able to do what this car can do on a track. And what may be an even funnier thing to a track driver, it's also obvious your four-wheel drive car will never drive on the track to even try to be able to do what a rear-wheel drive car could do, because almost all tracks do not allow four-wheel drive cars on the tracks. You heard? Now my local track, they don't, they let you use your four-wheel drive car there because it's polished concrete and it's not like prop heavy, meaning it ain't a bunch of shit all over the place like, you know, the scenery. It's no, so when you crash, you don't really like fuck up the track. But most tracks, you know, that's why people like going there. They're cool as hell. So, you know, the scenery is like a big part of that. So four-wheel drive cars are too fast. So when you crash into other people's cars too, they ain't gonna like that shit either. So that's another reason why they're frowned upon. Alright, next thing I'm gonna cover is like the physical differences between the two chassis and what limits the four-wheel drive car because of these physical differences. So the first difference you're gonna notice right off the bat is most four-wheel drive cars are gonna have body posts. A rear-wheel drive drift car most likely is gonna have magnets. Some come with the post, but mostly all of them come with body magnets. And that gives a more scale look, which is very important in the drift community. So scale meaning looks like a real car. So real cars don't have body posts. Now I'm gonna take off both the bodies and show you the physical differences of the chassis. Right away you'll notice, watch how easy this body is to take off and versus this body with the body post. So this is magnets, boop, right off. That fast. This one, I already took the pins out of the front but you will have to pop them out of the front and then still pop them out of the back. And then the body comes off. Alright, first I'm going to show you like the limited angle that a four-wheel drive car will have versus, you know, the proper rear-wheel drive drift car. So because this is four-wheel drive and all four wheels turn, these dog bones turn the front wheels, which this is a clear indication that you have a four-wheel drive car. If you're not familiar with it, yeah, it's supposed to be a bar over it. I took it off, like a brace that goes from here to here. But this is the drive shaft. The motor spins the rear wheels, spins this drive shaft, which spins the front wheels. And because of the dog bone, you can't get as much angle as you can with this car, as it doesn't have dog bones. There's nothing there. And with this car, there would be, you know what I mean? So that's why you could get the angle you get with a rear-wheel drive car versus a four-wheel drive car. And I will show you some driving footage of the both of them. Another thing is, this chassis is more customizable than this one as far as motor positions. Yeah, you can buy shit to put, make the motor a high motor mount for a four-wheel drive car, but with the rear wheel, you already have these options like right out the box. You ain't gotta make a 3D printed part or buy one. With these, you can have a high motor, a mid motor, or you can have the motor in the back. I have 3 drift cars and all of them have, you know, the 3 different positions. Another thing is the battery placement. This battery is here. You can get a high battery mount for the, you know, the body twisting action. But this one, the battery's over here. You can't move it at all. That's the difference between this chassis and this chassis. Really, you can't really change the configuration or anything as far as your motor position, the battery position. It's all like confined to this space right here. Also, like the adjustments, this chassis is a mostly V100, but there's other four-wheel drive chassis, the Tamiya TT02s. I think I had one, but I don't remember if anything was adjustable as far as the A-arms and the turnbuckles, or whatever the fuck you call it, I don't know. But on this car, if you're watching a different video that I had, you can adjust the camber and the toe and all of that. With these, you can't, pardon me. And even in the back, this one has, you know, adjustability. This one doesn't. And even like the shock positions. Let me lift this up. Like you could get all of it. You could change the shock mounts. And these, you can't. There's like no adjustability with these. Like no other places. But like I said, the Tamiya, they're way more adjustable, pardon me, four-wheel drive chassis than the one I have. What else? Alright, if I forgot any differences, follow me between the two chassis, you know, leave it in the comments for me, please. Alright, I'm gonna show you some quick footage of me trying to drift the 4-wheel drive chassis in my basement. Another, which is like the main characteristic difference between the two electronically, is these take the gyro, these don't. You can put one in there, but it helps a little bit, but you don't really need it. And you can also get away with having this one. I don't know if this one has it. It might. The receivers that have the gyros in it, like this one, or the Dumbo RC. These come with the receiver has a gyro like in it already. Kind of like if you drive the Armored Felony, they got like gyros in their receivers to help those big shits drift. Alright, so now I'm going to show you some driving footage of this car, the 4-wheel drive car. And I wanted to put the body on so you can see how long it takes compared to a rear-wheel drive car. You could put body magnets on these, but when you crash, them shits is definitely coming off. Because these are faster than the rear wheel drive cars. You know, because the power is distributed throughout the whole car, not just the rear wheels. And here's the RDS. I'm not even gonna put with the body magnets. Bomb. That's it. And another difference, this might not make a difference to some people, but to some people it might. It's not ideal for indoor use, or what I like to call kitchen drifting, or some living room laps. The 4-wheel drive car is too fast, and you need a lot of room to get it sideways, at least for me. I probably suck at it, but I might even start practicing with that shit and try to learn it, because it is kind of difficult to do it in here in my basement, as you'll see. But with this one, with rear-wheel drive cars, you can drift in your kitchen, the living room, bedroom. You know what I mean? You could get little figure eights in small places. And like I said, for me, 4-wheel drive drifting is harder than two-wheel drive. But with practice, I'm sure I could get better, and which I'm gonna do. Just messing around, it was kind of fun because it's so hard to do for me. But anyway, here's how the two compare. Like how I drive, how easy it is for me to drive the rear-wheel drive car versus the four-wheel drive car. And keep in mind, this is just me and my driving experience. Some people may be better with the the four-wheel drive car than I am. And I might be better with a rear-wheel drive drift car than somebody else who's better with the four-wheel drive car. They might find that one easier to drive than a rear-wheel drive car. So this is just my experience. Yours may be different. A lot of new drifters or people looking to get into drifting wonder if they could get a a four-wheel drive car, or they don't know. They just think they could get a four-wheel drive car and take it to a track if they got a local track by them. So, in purposes for this video, I asked this question about four-wheel drive cars. Like, what do people think about them? In a popular Facebook group, and here's some of the comments that I got from that question. So for me, I'm gonna say these are for fun, like driveway drifting. I know the price is attractive and it says drift car, but putting these on your car, at least in the drift community, these don't make your car a drift car, you heard? So if you're not looking to take this too seriously, or you just want to have fun, basically like drift bashing, I would go with the four-wheel drive car. If you're gonna be outside, driveway drifting and shit like that. this would be a better option. But if you want to hit the track or even kitchen drift, I would go with the two-wheel drive car. It's gonna cost a little more money, but it's an overall better chassis for drifting. Like, smooth transitions and things like that. So remember, if you think or you feel like you're going to want to hit up your local drift track, more than likely a four-wheel drive car is not going to be accepted there. You're going to need one of these. And let me know what you think about what people think about what track drifters think about the four-wheel drive cars being called a drift car. I really want to know what everybody thinks about that. All right, man, I'm up out of here.